Hello and welcome to one of my personal favourite games and the first game I will play on this channel. A game made by CyberConnect 2 who now work on Dragon Ball games. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Dot Hack GU Last Recode. A personal favourite of mine and I think a game I'm rather hoping you will all enjoy as well. It's quite an old game, a little bit. Well, the GU games are in general. I think they came out in 2007. I'm not 100%. I know for a fact they never released in the UK. But we'll be starting with Volume 1, Rebirth. There are 4 volumes to this game. As you can see, I have beaten them all, at least on the PS4. I did at one point try and record this on the PC, but it didn't work, and I never did find out the problem there. But yes, we will be playing 3 of the 4 volumes because Volume 4 is pretty dull, in my opinion. I just don't like how it gets rid of most of the work you did. I do have load data, unfortunately, but we also be starting a new game on normal mode, as a cheat mode literally gives you max level. And I'll shut up for the animated cutscene in the beginning. That, ladies and gentlemen, was character creation. We do not make our own character in Dot GU, we are given one. Also, I will not be talking over the animated cutscenes, I will only be talking over cutscenes such as this, which are all done in-game. There are occasionally a few animated cuts, but it's not that significant. The animated cutscenes are the things I'll be talking over, primarily because it gives me a chance to get some thoughts together about what I think of the game, what I think of the information we're being delivered in this cutscene. Tragically, that does mean that this first part of this game will be
Whoa, this
mostly
is
without
cool.
my undoubtedly glorious commentary, but
Hey,
that's just how I want to do this, I suppose.
hey, you.
Ah,
You,
yes,
the
Adept
adept rogue.
Rogue. Haseo's an
Yeah,
Adept
you. I'm
Rogue, which
talking
is
to you.
actually not the Japanese name for his class. His Japanese name is Multi-Weapon.
So, I
Which
take it this
describes
is your
exactly
first
what
time
Adept
playing this
Rogues can
game.
do. They can use
Yeah,
multiple
I
weapons.
just finished installing it to my
The
PC.
Dot Hack series all takes place in a game
Well, if you
called
wish,
The World,
we will be
because
honored to show you around.
Reki Kawahara doesn't have an individual thought in his head.
I am sure
Reki
you would
Kawahara
like to
has,
become
I
well
believe,
acquainted
at
as soon
some
as
point
possible.
mentioned that he
Just
was a
say
fan
yes
of these
and
games.
come along with us.
So,
I
there you
promise you
go.
won't regret it.
Something you may learn very quickly about me is I really don't like Sword Art Online.
All right, it is
Um,
decided then.
That's just a little bit
Here,
of trivia
I'll
about
hand you
me.
my member address.
So yes, this is Ioten and Asta. Ioten being the dude and Asta being the girl.
Member addresses are
These
short
are
email
our
addresses
tutorial party
that you
members,
can only use in the world.
and we will
Shortmail
not hear
allows
much
you
out of them.
to instantly
They're not
send and
particularly
receive
interesting
messages
characters, but they are
from any
currently
player online
explaining
in the
that
world.
what
you
Flash
can
Mail
only
is.
invite people
You can only invite
that you
people
have member
who you've
addresses
met, and they
for
have to be
join into your
online.
party.
There is a little symbol
Alright,
next to their
so let's
name that
open
says
the
whether
menu.
they're online, offline, or busy. Also, for whatever reason, you have to wait till the cutscene ends, and there's just an awkward silence at the end before you can press triangle to open your menu.
This is a
So yeah,
list
you
of
see,
all
there's
the people who
online
have
for
a member
Ioten and
address.
online for Asta. There is an offline and a busy system. Busy will just come up with a message saying they won't reply to your mail, and
Okay,
offline will
let's
just
have
say this
some-
player is not in the world. There is a fourth state that a person can be in.
I am honored
But
to lend
we
you
don't
my
get-
sword.
We don't get into that until the second game.
Okay, great. Now your
The second
party is
volume,
complete.
sorry.
Remember, you can only invite people logged into the world.
Enough with the formalities.
Ah yes,
Should
the
we
first
go on to your
adventure,
first
which
adventure?
is very tedious and boring. Yes, the save shop. Save shop will let us save. So yes, I have 2 level 50, a level 3 and a level 1. I'll be deleting one of the level 1s, so there's a reason for that. It's because the level 3 is from a preliminary little test playthrough I did of this. I'm playing through it as I record it. So I do a test playthrough to make sure I know what I'm doing, and then I do
This is
a
a
second
transporter called
playthrough
the
of
Chaos Gate.
recording.
Players
Is how
can
I'm
use
going to be
this to
handling
travel
this.
from the root
The
town
2
to
level
other
50s I will
locations.
explain.
Choose
One is
warp
where I've
menu.
done a lot of side content. The other is where I've done
In the
virtually
world,
no side
all
content. And
locations
there's a
except
reason
for
for that.
root towns, fields,
reason
and
is,
dungeons are called areas.
I wanted to see how long it would take. So about
You can
20
work
hours.
to these areas by
give or
combining
take
3
about
words
5,
at the chaos
because I won't be showing
These
all
words
of this.
Determine
I
the
will be
type
doing
of area,
leveling
monster strength, and so on.
weapon level grinding,
Alright,
because
let's try out the word
Haseo has a
selection.
level and his weapons
Choose
have a level.
area
The
word
weapon
from the
level
menu.
dictates what skills you get. We'll get into skills when we do the first mission. So yes,
is where
this
you
is the
input the
word
words.
menu. You have
The thing
3
at the top
words
is the
or
word
phrases,
plate.
because
You combine the 3
according to
words
this
in
game,
here to
passed
create the
over
area you want to go.
is
The
1
gyro
word.
at the left of the screen shows your
I don't
current
really know
stock
why.
of words.
But we will be seeing this a lot through the game, because we only have 1 word currently, courageous. So we're going to be using
you can get more
courageous
words by
for
getting
this.
information from
We'll
other
be seeing
players,
this a lot
emails,
as
and
everything
why don't you give it a
revolves
try?
around this.
Let's start with the first word. Choose courageous from your stock.
Demands we choose courageous, because we have no choice. Courageous, engaging, daydream is the first area. It will always be that. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
It is a
now you
field
can go to your
type.
first area. Oh yeah, I
I
almost
believe,
forgot.
or is that the
See the
s-
mark
type,
left?
or is
That's
it
a
just
server
called
symbol.
field? I think it is
indicates the
called,
server you're
called a
currently in.
field type. I know in the original 4 games, which
Right
is
now,
called
it's showing
Infection,
triangle for
Mutation,
Delta.
Outbreak, and Quarantine, or as I shall refer to them, IMOC.
So, as you can
It
see,
didn't tell
we're
you.
all
It
in the
just had a
Delta
little
server.
symbol, a little dot.
If it's a different
next to it.
server, you'll go to
Also,
another
I did
area,
try and
even
record
with the same
IMOC, but
area
apparently
word.
you can't HD record
Pay
off of
attention to the server
PS3.
symbol when
And
invited
they
to
never
an area
remade
by
those
a
games
friend.
for some reason, probably because they're pretty dated.
If you want to
At
know
this
more,
point,
just check out some of the forums.
We're playing this off the PS4
Alright,
version last
And
Recode,
we're
as I
off to
mentioned
Delta
earlier,
Courageous
I think,
Engaging
or as you
Daydream.
can see from the title screen. But there was no such remake for IMOC, which is a shame, because it means a lot of people who live in countries where they don't really get a lot of JRPGs, like me in the UK,
So,
had to
we've all
play
been
that game
transported to a field.
either using an emulator or had to pay an
Open your
obscene amount
map
of
to
money
take a
for them.
look at the layout.
It's kind of a shame, really, or you got them when they were released, but, you know. Yes, as you can see, PS4 controller, meaning we have to use the touchscreen. I believe it was the select button
This is the
in
area
the
map.
original game, but I can't confirm that because the UK never got GU
Use this
until
screen to
last
check
Recode.
current position, mission info, and
So
any
yes,
other
this is
information you
this
may need.
map screen is very basic, but it does give you all the information you need. There's a key on the right of it. As you can see, you got the altars and the beast statue, which is a little bit misinformative. It's not the beast statue, it's the
This
building which
is
the
our
beast
mission.
statue is contained in. So yes, the mission here. Collect number of symbol fragments required for this area. We need symbol
Missions
fragments
are
to get
basically
access to the
well,
beast
I guess
statue,
they're sorta
which is
like
where the
our
treasure
objective
of
for
that
the
area
area.
will be.
It looks
There
like this is a
are,
collection
I
mission.
think, 3 types of mission in Volume 1. There's an extra one in Volume
We must
2 and
collect
3,
3 symbol fragments and make
which
our
is
way to the
literally
Beast Temple.
what we've got here is
The
symbol
symbol
collection,
fragments are in treasure
fight a
chests
boss,
found on
and
the altars.
get to the depths of the
The
dungeon.
altars are protected by
There are
monsters,
3. There
so
are
the
4.
only options
sorry,
are to
not
open the
3,
treasure without
4
being seen.
areas.
Or
The
defeat the
field
monsters
type.
first, then open the treasure.
The dungeon type and
These
the
are the
boss
altar
arena
icons.
type, I call it. It's technically another field, but because it doesn't have the same
I
objective, I
suggest we
consider it a
first head
different
to each
type
of these
field.
icons and open the treasure chests.
So the treasure
Now,
chests are where
this is
the
the icon
altars,
for the
or
Beast
where the
Temple.
treasure chests are, is where you will get
Which is our
your
final destination.
symbol fragment. After you get all of them,
Okay,
then you
now
can
that we've
simply
confirmed
go
what our
into the
mission is,
beast
let's
statue
be
and get
on
your
our way.
reward.
Wait up, Asta. You forgot one more thing.
Yeah. So this is a bit misleading. It says use this transporter.
Okay, this time let's
It's
really
not
get going.
specifically that one, it's just one of that type. Yeah, I don't know why they say this one. It's a little bit misleading though. So yeah, we can just keep checking the map, and I do tend to do that a lot in this game because I just don't really remember. I'm not very good with maps. I'm not very good with orienting myself. We're about to get into combat here.
Nice.
So
We
yeah,
found an
around the
altar
altars
already.
are 3 goblins, which are your basic enemy. This is not Goblin Slayer. They don't do that. If you've seen Goblin Slayer, you know what I'm referring to. Or if you've read the light novel. So yes, surprise attacks
Once the
are
battle
kind
begins,
of
the battle area
recommended.
spreads out like this.
I
The
don't
battle
always
area
pull them
is
off because I'm
surrounded by
not
the
that
battle
good at this
fence,
game.
So it's virtually
Despite having
impossible
played
for
it so
The
much,
only way to
I'm not
escape from a
particularly
battle
great
is
at
with
it.
an item called a smoke.
Asta and I don't have one right
But
now.
yeah, they just explain
So we'll have
smoke
to fight it
screens.
out.
Smoke screens are not something I recommend unless you genuinely believe you've entered into a fight you cannot win. There's only one time
Hey, you're not too
I've ever
bad.
used a smoke screen in these games, and it is against an optional
Not so
boss.
difficult,
We will
huh?
fight him in this playthrough, but not until end game, so I won't spoil what that is for you. If you've never played the game before, you may not know who it is. You certainly won't know who it is. If you've played the game before, you still may not know what it is, or rather who it is, because there are
That's
2
it.
optional bosses.
Just continue fighting like
Um,
that.
So yeah, there's, basic controls, circle as guard, hold X to attack, mash X to do rapid attacks. There are also multiple different weapon types. The weapons we've got now are what's called a rapid attack type, which I tend to prefer. There's also a hold and release type, which requires you midway through a combo to hold the X button and then release it. And then you'll do like a sort of charged attack. I think it's usually a dash with the dual swords here, which is what we start using. With the dual swords, it's usually a dash forward, and then several attacks are happened because it's an anime. You don't see those several attacks, but they do happen, and it's determined on
Alright,
how
we
long you
found
hold the
another
X button
altar.
as well.
I'll
So we're
teach
gonna
you
hear about
using
skills here.
to attack.
When you perform a surprise attack, it's generally easier to get a skill off because you get a little bit of time here. The enemies are sort of
The
away
regular
from
and
you.
combo attacks
If you
are
get
just
a
simply
normal encounter,
attacks.
they
Skills
immediately come
enable
towards
to
you,
do
and you
much more damage to your
basically
enemy.
kind of want to use that time to get a skill off anyway. Either way, it's just recommended to open up the battle with a skill.
What you see here is the
So yes, the skill trigger menu. There are 4 panels:
see the
triangle,
4
square,
panels?
circle, and X is what they represent,
You can
as
press
you can
the
see
button
next
that
to the name
corresponds
of
to
the
each
skill.
panel to execute
We
the
only have
different arts.
one weapon art or skill
Now try it out by using the arts.
at the
Gale
beginning,
Blade.
which is Gale Blade. Get used to hearing Cassia say Gale Blade, because Gale Blade is
Alright,
the only
perfect.
skill we
The
have
skill trigger is not just
for a
short-
good
It can
while.
also be used to stop enemy attacks, or it can be used to interrupt.
Aren't you
Oh, yeah.
forgetting something important, EO10?
It can be used to interrupt
There
enemy
is an
attacks,
even more
it can be
important
used
use
to,
for the skill trigger.
Of course I
General-
haven't forgotten.
Generally,
You're
there are
talking about
2
Rengeki,
types of
right?
Rengeki. Now, Rengeki is an advanced skill attack, as it said there, but you actually need to use it to do like basically double damage. And I would recommend taking advantage of that, especially in later fights. For example, there's an arena later in the game, like a sort of quote-unquote PvP. It's not actually PvP. I don't think this game has any sort of online connectivity, but it's against
There you go.
NPCs that are players. It's against players, like, of the game. because
Very
the
well.
game is set within a
Shall
game.
we let him
But yeah,
play
it's
as he
against like
wishes?
other characters
That's a
in
good
the
idea.
game, and
All
you
right,
have
Haseo,
to
it's all up to you.
you have to do that. There's no like two ways about it. You have to do it. You don't have to like do all of it, but I might, I may not. Depends what I feel like. I haven't finished recording the game yet. But yeah, they will. Those fights can be quite annoying if you're underleveled. But Rengeki is something I'd take advantage of in those. The enemy can also take advantage of you, because you can be put into a Rengeki state, which as we saw there was 2 purple rings around you and flashing purple. Yes, you can be put into a Rengeki state. It's kind of annoying,
This'll be quick.
but you also have a way of counteracting enemy skills, which is to use, as you can see there, Haseo flash sort of yellow, and I'm actually not doing good here. Wow. I recorded this a while ago, but I forgot how bad I did in this fight. Yeah, so when you use a skill, you flash yellow, or you glow, sort of yellow. Enemies will do that in the arena when they're able to use a skill, or when they're about to, and if you use a skill against them, you can knock them out of it, or you can counteract their skill. That is basically compulsory in the arena. Basically, I've never been able to do the arena without taking advantage of that. To be fair, I've never tried, and we leveled up. Leveling up is a case of getting 1,000 experience points, no matter what level you are. The other thing that changes when you level up is the experience yield that enemies give you, to the point where the lowest yield an enemy can give you is
Awesome
1.
job.
But when
Alright,
you
let's
perform
finish
a
off by
Rengeki, you
heading
get a
for the Beast
Rengeki
Temple.
bonus, which is ideal.
Okay, now use the
Um,
map to check
it just
your
makes
position,
leveling
just
easier.
like we taught you.
Obviously, whenever we have to level in the game, I'll be attempting to capitalize on that as best I can, just to make things go. Even if it's slightly faster, it's still faster. But yeah, we're about to get into the Beast Temple here and get our reward, which I believe is always an armor piece. I at one point thought it was always an armor piece for Haseo, who uses heavy armor, but it's not. It can be an armor piece for just about any party member, I think. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Because I don't actually remember what we got, because I recorded this about 3 weeks ago, at time of this audio recording. I do believe it was a robe, though. I think it was a robe.
This is a
Which is
statue
for
of
our
Falset,
healers
the
and
god
our
of law.
mages,
We just call it the
which
Beast
we get as
statue.
party members later.
But I think in the game's story, it's supposed to be an important god or something. You see that treasure box?
Yeah,
That's the
so
offering to the Beast statue.
we're stealing the
There's
offerings
a
to the
rare
Beast
item
statue,
inside
which is
of that
probably not a
that
good
you
idea.
can only get in this area.
When I first heard that, because I actually
Go
played this
ahead and
game,
open it,
I
Haseo.
think about
Sure.
5 years after I first played.
Go ahead. You're still a noob.
The first
You need all the
IMOC
help you
game,
can
which is
get.
Infection. I think it was 5 years before I played this game, or any of these games, because these games are released. Yeah, it's a robe, dry gear, just a basic robe type. Oh, shut up! Animated cutscene time.
Thanks. What the?
The items in the treasure chest are your rewards.
Yes, and our reward is you.
I love taking out these pathetic noobs. It's really quite fun. Face it, an idiot like you isn't qualified to play this game.
Hey, hold on. I thought you said I could kill this one. Don't you remember? After all, this is my reward. Nice try, dear.
How pathetic.
Well, what do you expect from a noob who's just logged in for the first time?
Ugh, come on, say something already.
Hello?
I swear, just pretend to be their friend, and they fall all over themselves to let you PK them. Hey, you're still around, aren't you, kid? Huh? What the?
Welcome to the world.
This is the long cutscene now. It starts here. I will be quiet for most of the rest of this video.
Please help me!
What an idiot. Ha!
The terror of death!
It's Aseo! The PKK!
What?
I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd be that strong. I guess this means that the rumor about you killing 100 PKers wasn't a lie after all. Hey, come on, don't look at me like that. Here, let me apologize. So just take it easy, calm down, and die!
Do you know Tri-Edge?
What did you say?
He's a legendary PK shrouded in blue fire. They say players that get killed by him never come back to the game.
Huh? Oh, come on now. Don't tell me you actually believe that crap. Those old forum fairy tales. So, you think you can go up against me, the Great Bordeaux, and just walk away like nothing happened?
Yeah, I think I can.
This is the worst Haseo looks in the entire series, by the way. I hate this outfit for him. It's not around very long. By the way, I am talking because this is in-game, partially. It's like in-game, but sort of it looks slightly better because it's like it has some animation.
So it's you. You. the
Yeah. So
character
at
that
this
stinks of
point,
death.
Haseo
The
has
terror of death.
transformed a little
You're
bit
the
because
PKK,
of the events of an anime that tied into this called Dot Hack Roots.
Players who kill other players are disgraceful.
Roots
And I
takes
agree it's
place
terrible
in
how PKs can
between
just strut around the
the
world so
introduction
easily
where Haseo is
these days.
PK'd by
But is it
Aston
right that you
Iotan,
PKKs have chosen to
and
use brute
this
force to
is-
stop them?
that's
I don't have
roughly
time
when
for
Roots
this.
takes
Not
place.
now.
You have no
Unfortunately,
authority, and it earns
I
you
can't
nothing.
recommend
So why?
Roots
I am the leader
before
of Moon
watching
Trees
this
Unit 2.
LP
My friends
because
call me Sakaki,
Roots
and I'm
spoils
afraid I
a
cannot
couple of the
overlook your
twists of the
actions.
series.
Did you say
Mostly,
Moontree?
one
What's
of the
that?
villains
The name of a
is
guild?
revealed way too early.
Sorry, Sakaki,
and
but I've already got enough friends.
The secret of
Thanks.
Haseo's true power is revealed way too early. Oh, this is best girl, by the way. Artelia's best
Do you
girl.
always interrupt people like that? You know,
I know her
Sakaki
voice
wasn't
is
finished
very
talking to you yet.
poor in the English version. No offense to any voice actors or actresses who may be watching this. But
Shino.
a lot of anime voice acting is very,
Atali,
particularly
you know
dubbed,
this person?
is very stinted and forced.
Atali.
There's very few that I actually
It's not
enjoy.
unusual to meet players
And I
with
really
similar
don't
characters
know
in an online game like this.
Why that is? I wonder if it's direction or something.
Just a
From
case
what I
of
understand, it
mistaken
is a lot
identity.
of direction is done
Hey,
by
you.
people who
Why
aren't
don't
actually
you
native
just-
English speakers.
A text message. Delta hidden
yeah.
forbidden waterfall. Waiting
I
at
will be
Arcade
quiet for the
Town.
rest of this cutscene, I
But who sent it?
promise you. After this
Ovan.
scene, anyway, I just felt that it was necessary to chime in about Roots here. And the voice acting that is not optimal. Anyway, yes, Ovan is kind of important in Roots. He was
Just hold
Haseo's
on a moment.
old guild leader. Haseo was part of a guild known as the Twilight Brigade.
Why don't you
Ovan
stop acting
vanished,
like a
and
complete
Haseo's
fool?
love interest
Remember,
was
what you
Player
PKKs
Guild,
are trying to do.
and fell
if
into
you
a coma.
succeed, you'll be no different from
which
the
is
PKs
actually
themselves.
basically most of what the next scene explains.
Ovan!
It's been a long time, Haseo. Or maybe I should call you the Terror of Death. You've gotten quite strong, a lot stronger than you were back then.
Well, I was forced to become stronger, thanks to you. You, where have you been?
Haseo, always the reliable one. I knew I could count on you.
When the Twilight Brigade broke up, why didn't you come then? What have you been doing the last 6 months?
I was busy. It was such a small seed. I needed to find out what was growing inside. And there was only one way to find out. That's why I decided to raise it.
You raised it? What are you talking about, Ovan?
I'm speaking figuratively.
When you suddenly disappeared, we all just... Why did you disappear like that? After that, Shino...
Haseo, do you want to know about Tri-Edge?
Wait, you know Tri-Edge?
6 months now, and Shino hasn't come back to the world since Tri-Edge killed her. Meanwhile, the real-life Shino is lying in a coma, and no one seems to know the reason why. Tri-Edge, he is not a normal PK.
So you knew about Shino?
Yes, but that's all that I know. But if you were able to find Tri-Edge, you might learn something about Shino's coma. You may also learn more about what really happened that day. And if you were somehow able to defeat Tri-Edge,
Then maybe Shino would come out of the coma.
if my information is correct, he will be back today at the scene of the crime.
The scene of the crime? You mean...
Delta Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. The place where Shino was killed.
The Hulgran's Cathedral. Yes, finally. I'll get my chance. I swear I'll bring Shino back. I'll do it, Ovan!
Yes. You and I. We're the only ones who could possibly bring her back.
We're the only ones. Ovan?
I'll meet you at the Holy Ground. There are some things I must do. He will be back today, at the scene of the crime.
Tri-Edge is coming here.
They say there used to be a statue of a girl here.
A girl?
That's right. She was called Aura.
I wonder, why'd she disappear?
Who knows? Maybe she just lost her interest. Lost hope for this world.
What's that sound? Tri-Edge?
You bastard!
Damn. What the hell? What the hell are you? This guy killed Shino. It's not over yet!
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Tri-Edge, the individual that
What the?
PK'd Shino
I
and
was
is our
fighting
primary
Tri-Edge.
enemy for this
But
game. In
Damn
fact,
it,
this
can't remember.
series revolves around Tri-Edge. He uses the
I don't
model
remember
of the
doing that.
protagonist, Kite,
Reformatted? What's
from
going on?
iMonk.
What about my
And
emails?
it's a little bit weird. So yes, we've lost all of our emails, the entire system has been reformatted because we got data drained, which is Kite's ability from the original iMock series. Every time Kite came across a weird enemy, or a bugged enemy, or most of the bosses in fact, he data drained them. It weakened them and enabled them to be killed by conventional means. Otherwise they just couldn't be damaged.
What the hell?
Somehow
They're all
though, Hase was not put into a coma by this event. He was simply... his computer was simply reformatted.
Everything's been reformatted.
So yes, this is the
What the
limit of
hell is
the
going
outside of
on?
the game we get. One new mail as well. We'll be reading emails a lot in this game.
Email? Fine.
Occasionally I do accidentally skip over some dialogue. I do apologise, I'll try
Ovan?
my best not to. There are two paths before you. One of these will lead to safety and shame. It is a path where you give up the world and never log in again. The other path leads to peril and pride. It is a path where you continue the world, resume your search for the truth. Let me be blunt. The latter path is tortuous and will threaten both your mind and body. Once you've chosen it, there will be no turning back. If you still choose to walk this path, then there will come a time when you and I will meet once again in the world. When the time comes, I will once again say this to you. Welcome to the world.
Trial and truth.
Ovan speaks a lot in metaphors and is
Whether or
very
not I should quit the
cryptic.
world?
He knows more
You
than he's
should know
letting
better,
on.
Ovan. I'm gonna go back to the world.
Obviously,
then
he knows more than he's letting
I'm gonna
on.
get Shino back,
But
no matter what.
we won't find out a lot about Ovan in this game. He's more Volume 2 territory. But we are going to end this part by saving it. And I plan to end every part by saving it. Because that just lets me know roughly where I am and it gives me a good place to do my outros. So I hope to see you in the next part of Dot Hack GU. And I will see you whenever the hell I can be bothered to make it.